Hi, welcome back to Papa's Outdoor Adventures for part 2 video of boat restoration 1972 Richline RLS 1400 fishing ski. My first video I tried ended up coming out in slow-mo, so I recorded doing some work on the trailer there, which is what I plan on working on, and when I got to doing my playback for editing, come to find out the whole first video was in slow-mo. Well, that's not good. You guys couldn't understand that because there was no sound in it. But anyways, so I hope you like this video, and like I said, smash that like button, hit that bell, subscribe, all that good stuff. So we're going to get back at it and get this trailer done up what we can on it today. It's February 21st. It's going to be in the mid-60s this afternoon, a little bit breezy, but at least I think I can get some primer on the trailer to keep it from rusting and get a lot of the loose rust and, chipping paint off of it, and at least get something done because, let's face it, we're running out of time, and March will be here before you know it, and the fish start running in about the second half of March. I mean, they're running now, but, realistically, by the time all the flooding gets done and all that kind of crap, because I don't like fishing in, nasty weather and crap. Every now and then I will, but we got to get the boat going before we do anything. We could take the little boat, but, I'd much rather get the new boat out because, spend a bunch of money in it. Bring out another $1,000. Well, let's get busy on this trailer and see what we can get into. See you in a bit. Okay, well, that section looks good enough for me. I knocked it down, and as you can see, I got a bunch of the loose rust off of it, and that's what it looked like, all peeling. And so I just used my scraper and my sander and got her knocked down. So that section's fine. Now we need to try and get a coat of this. I just bought this Krylon Rust Preventative Primer from Walmart. A couple bucks a can, nothing really fancy. I got one of these handle grip things. It makes it so much more nicer for paint, and you give more control of the pan. It just helps you don't get paint all over your damn fingers and what have you. So, let's see how this covers out. Yeah, it looks like it's going to do the trick just fine. What this will also do is I'll be able to go back over it after it dries and be able to take care of lightly sand any light runs or what have you, and if I see any loose paint I can chip that off or sand it off either way before I put the actual paint on. And it's just something that's going to work, so it'll look a lot better than what it did anyways. And it may not be perfect, but what the hell, it'll pull the boat. So let me get this done and I'll be right back with you. Well, there it is. Got that little section done. Don't look too bad to me. I'm not complaining about it. I can live with that. It's got a few spots, a few runs. There's some runs. That side's got a bunch of runs. Could be probably from the wind, and the metal's cold still, so not being clean all the way, but hey, who cares? It looks a lot better than that did. So that's making a big difference. Okay, well, let me get busy on this, and I'll get back with you after I get her all primered and see what happens. In a minute. Bye. Okay, well, I got the trailer painted. It was kind of a bear, but it looked pretty good. It turned out pretty decent. I'm happy with it. Good enough for what I need it for. And got her all grinded off, and I still got to do some in the back, but obviously I can't do that in the back while it's still sitting on the bucket. So what I'm getting ready to do here is I'm going to try and attach this axle I got from northerntool.com. It's a 2,000 pound axle, 1 1/16 inner and outer bearings. I had to order the kit that goes with it, the mounting hardware. You can get that at Northern Tool as well. I think the axle cost me about $100, and it's got self grease fittings, so you can grease it there. It'll come out here and it'll push the old grease out of the bearing, so you never have to take your hubs off to grease them. Although I probably would anyways. But anyways, let's see if we can get this damn thing hooked up and see what happens. First thing I need is the old pocket knife, because I got some plastic on here that needs to come off. Tape or whatever the heck that is. There's tape. Some kind of packing tape. Probably wouldn't hurt, but I don't want that crap on there. Yeah, they got that stuff right there. Okay. First thing we gotta do is put this little spacer thing, and now these come with the axle, and what they do is they fit on the axle so that your leaf spring bolt here will be able to clear it and it won't hit the axle. So what I want to do is put that on there. So what I did was I tied the axle up with these strings for the time being, because that way you don't have to have somebody holding the other side or what have you. So what I want to do is I want to put that up like so, and then we got the plate here that goes on the top like so. We'll take our U-bolt with locking bolts on it, or nuts, locking nuts on it. I want to put that up like so. Uh-oh, we got a problem. Okay, so they're a little bit short there. What do we do there? That means I'm going to have to make a trip to the hardware store, because those are not the right size. If you have more than 2 leaf springs, these are too short. Well, that sucks. That's kind of irritating. Yeah, looks like they need to be about an inch longer or so. Alright, well, I'm going to find my string, and whatever I did with it, there it is. That's a stick, that's not my string. Alright, that'll hold me for now. Well, I guess I'm off to the local hardware store to see if they got U-bolts that are about an inch or so longer. At least a half inch. That really stinks. Well, Northern Tool, looks to me like you got to send the right size U-bolts, because obviously you didn't send the right ones, or the right size. I think they're standard for like 2 spring trailers, but obviously they ain't gonna work for this, so well, I'll be back later. Okay, we're back. So apparently, after going to 3 hardware stores and like 3 or 4 auto stores, you cannot find a U-bolt like this any longer. You can't even find U-bolts this size. But yesterday, so that day when I went and looked all around, I couldn't find nothing anywhere. So like anywhere, I slept on it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it. So yesterday morning, I woke up and I went to the local hardware store, and I did get my axles put on. Now, what I did was I went and bought me 8 3/8 bolts at 5 inches long, so they were the same size as the U-bolts, and I got me some flat stock right here, and I drilled holes in them for the bolts to go through, so I ran those up, and that's how I made my homemade U-bolts. I measured from here to here on both sides, from here to here, to make sure the axle was centered. So then I got her all tightened down, but got her on. Now I ended up buying hub kits that came with the bearings, and they were pre-lubed and everything else, and I got those from Tractor Supply Company, TSC. Well, I wanted the 4 lugs because when you look for tires and rims, those 5 lugs are almost obsolete. You can't hardly find those in a 480 by 8 tire. So I ended up getting the 4 lugs, and I got the tire and rim from TSC as well. So they worked out pretty well. I got them on, I put them on a little snugger than what you should have, but the bearings are all brand new and they're re-greased, so I figure they're going to end up, you know, settling in and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So they'll loosen up a little bit. If I have to, I'll back that nut off a tad. Another thing I got from TSE was a new winch. I got this on yesterday, which it worked out pretty good. I got some of my wiring ran, and I ran it through here and up through the uprights out the top. I got my guide poles ran, got my tail lights on, and I made those with flat stock new bolts. And I got to get more wiring, because I got to make them a little bit longer, because where they go through the tongue, they're a little short coming out the end. So I want to extend them a little bit. A couple other things I want to do is I want to get another set of whites, and I'm going to bolt them down here so I'll have double whites. I got a light for a couple running lights for the front amber. I'm going to put those in. And got my fender brackets. I need to get some more bolts this side so I can mount the fenders on there. I got to get those painted. I got to get my transom saver on there, and I got to get my tongue jack on there. But before I put the tongue jack on, I want to get it hooked up to the back of the Dodge there, so that I can get the right height and the right place and the right angle and all that. So, because I do not like if you try to crank the damn jack and busting your knuckles on everything, and you know, I just want it to all be lined out right. So that's what we got so far. I gotta wait and make it back to the old hardware store and get more wire connectors and what have you. These are the amber running lights I got for the front. I gotta get more of these connectors. I got wire laying around somewhere, I'm sure, but I mean, it went from the 60s yesterday, and the day before yesterday it dropped from the 60s, started raining, and now today it's in the mid-20s. So it's cold out. It's snow flying out. Make no mistakes about that. It is freaking cold. So I'll be back with you. I got to get these fenders painted too. So I'll get back with you in the next video, and we'll get all this. By then I should have the trailer finished. I'll go over what I got done on it, and we'll just see what we can get into. But for now, that's what we got. I leave that open for the neighborhood cats so they don't freeze to death, or the raccoons, or the possums, or the squirrels, or whatever the hell else wants to live in there. Alright, so anyways, that's it. That's the trailer so far. Starting to look like something. I ought to pull the boat. So that's it. I'll talk to you guys later.